try not to focus like that. Think positively, go forward. But then it seems that, say somebody's negative today and then they come out being positive tomorrow, it's like the pack of wolves want to jump on them and say, that's not you. You're normally pessimistic. You're normally nihilistic. What are you pretending for? And it's like, fucking hell, man. If the guy wants to pretend, if he wants to try and fake it till he makes it, if he wants to first act esteemably so that he can become esteemable, then allow him to do it. Give him a chance. We all deserve a chance. We get to rewrite the story every day.
Yes, this is true. So, I just want to say to some of the people in here before we start answering some of these bubbles. We have 3 people in the room.
Yeah.
Tripolar, peace and love. Legends, peace and love. CC Jackson, Thunder Philly, Goddess Divine. I just want to let y'all know that we are also, and to you, my brother, Danny G, if you tap on my avatar and you hit those 3 dots next to my avatar and go to my YouTube, we are also YouTube Live at the same time where you can see me speak to Danny G and my reactions live in full effect if you go to my YouTube Live. Now, we're going to continue on if that's okay with you, Danny G. Is it okay that we can keep your audio live?
I'm good with that, mate.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Just keep it rolling.
I can stop it. I can stop it whenever you like. You just let me know when you want me to stop, okay?
No, I'm good, mate.
All right.
I'm good. Should we get these bubbles?
Yeah, man, go ahead. Take care of it.
Danny G, Kingkoolie, what's up?
Scotty, what it do, my guy?
What's the weather like in the UK? What's the time? You know what I'm saying? Danny, we're going to have to do something soon, bro.
Facts.
Yes, Scotty is one of the coolest, one of the hardest working men on stereo. The time in the UK is 6:33 p.m. The weather is cold, but as you know, the reason you're asking is because the sun is shining in my heart, as always. Scotty, top man.
I say fuck the dumb shit. Powers. You know, sometimes we need protection. You know, I'm not one of those females that hold protection on my shoulders and don't need a help from a guy. So, hey, Kingkoolie, you can always protect me.
You already know how we do, baby girl. That's for you.
There you go.
Listen, I want to say before you press the next one, Thotty Scotty, clap it up if you're still here, Thotty Scotty, clap it up, Thotty Scotty. Yeah, I know he probably disappeared, but I wanted to say he didn't ask to do a show with the King. Come on now. No, just
me and Thotty have been trying to get together to do a show for a while, man. That guy.
Nah, it's cool. I'm just playing.
Makes me laugh, man.
I like doing shows, with CC Jackson. When she pull up, it's like you never say no. Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I should make more effort to do more shows. I've got a lot of people said to me, I'm doing a show with Dr. Pete on Tuesday. I don't know if you know Ask Dr. Pete.
Of course, I know Dr. Pete.
He's one of my favourite people.
Send him my regards.
I will. Yeah, we're going to do a show on Tuesday about the psychology of weight loss because he's on a little weight loss journey at the moment. My weight is something that I'm not going to say battled because I stopped going to war with myself a few years back now. I stopped fighting myself. But yeah, I'm interested in psychotherapy. I'm training to be, I'm a student psychotherapist here in the UK. So
there go my weight loss. If y'all watching my YouTube, you can see my abs. You know what I'm talking about on my YouTube. That go my weight loss. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we have to check it out, man. Yeah, so I should put more effort into doing more shows, but it's life's hectic, yeah. So, but like I said to you earlier, what my dad always said, my late father, God rest his soul.
May you rest in peace.
What's meant to see you won't pass you by. Yeah, what's meant to see you won't pass you by. So I just flow like that, and when it happens, you know.
Facts. I hear you, man.
So let's pop this. We got another one from another message from VA Powers.
Hey, Danny G, are you related to Kenny G? Just joking. I'm saying hello.
Kenny G. I think Kenny G is more famous over there for you guys. Most of the Brits wouldn't even know who Kenny G is.
Yeah, I know Kenny G. He did the song, what was it?
saxophone.
Yeah, but I'm trying to Rise. Was Rise his or that was her album? Rise was Rise Kenny G? Rise, right?
So we were going to hold on, we got another one here. Ascension. That's one of your followers, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you know it. Bring her to the top. I don't think she's she's not a subscriber yet, but she's still one of my followers.
Hello, Kingkoolie.
Hey,
Hi,
Ascension T.
Daniel, Danny, I'm sorry. How you guys doing today?
I'm good, and yourself? Grand Rising.
I'm just passing by, and I'm just saying hello to both of you men. I hope you're having a grand day, and take care of yourself and each other.
Same.
To say.
You see that? Good luck, y'all. I always get to be. Oh, it's always love. Always love in the room.
Special today.
Yes, always love in the room. And I like to say the Ascension T, CC Jackson, everybody in all the feminine, the female in the room, or feminine. The divine feminine is today. Today is the 9th, so it's always divine feminine day. God is divine. All of y'all, shout out to y'all. It's y'all day.
Tell me about Grand Rising.
Grand Rising, okay, instead of saying good morning, because we do, sleep and death are twins. The only thing is you wake up from sleep. Well, you wake up from death too, you just don't have the recollection of it. You don't remember it. But we sleep, we die every night. So back in the days, they used to say good morning, because when you woke up, it was a blessing to be, God woke you up out of your death. So it was a morning. We mourned you last night, but now it's a good morning because you woke out of your death or your rise. But we realized that it was just, we wake up every day now. It wasn't nothing special about waking up. But it is. If you think about it, you're not guaranteed to get up. But we don't like to use that because that's bringing death upon the subject of good. There's nothing good about mornings. So we say grand rising because the sun is rising on the horizon. And the horizon comes, the word hour comes from the horizon. So at that hour or the horizon, when the sun is cracking the sky, you say grand rising to the grand light, the giver, that gives warmth, heat. It gives sustenance. It feeds the plants, the animals. It's the great sustainer. So you give rise to it, and you help
I like it.
share the energy of the sun and you at the same time, because it's a reflection of you.
So on that sort, I don't want to bring too much death in, but on the subject of saying good morning is because we knew that you woke in the night. In England, I don't know if you call it the same, but after you have a funeral, when you all go to the bar or whatever afterwards, or you go to get a get together. In England, we call that the wake. Do you call that the wake?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You do, yeah.
Facts.
Do you know why they call that the wake?
Is Stereo trying to temporarily? Look what they sending me now. If I disappear, it ain't me. They don't like my title?
Yeah, don't worry. I already got it. I hit mine.
Okay, cool. I just hope. Okay, good.
That's good. So do you know why they call it the wake?
Because they're resurrecting. But why do they call it a wake?
The reason they call it a wake, so it goes back to like the 1800s, and basically so people used to be in comas and we thought they were dead. We didn't have the technology to be able to check the pulse. We didn't know about pulses. We didn't know how to check. So what they used to do, they'd keep the body in the house overnight and everybody would sit around it seeing if the body would wake. So before they bury the body,
right,
the wake.
Right. So just in case it wakes up. Just in case it wakes up,
Just in case you weren't really dead. Yeah, exactly. So they used to, even in England, we used to have, when they used to put them in the coffin, they would have a string with a bell, and the bell would be, outside of the grave, so that if the person woke up for any reason, they could ring the bell.
Right.
So they could be resurrected. So that's why they call it the wake.
Right. Same thing as good morning.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising is way better.
Exactly. That's what made me think about it. Yeah, Grand Rising. You learn something new every day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. Another message from VA Power.
Danny,
G. I was first introduced to Kenny G, believe it or not, when I was living in England. I used to live in Suffolk at RAF Mildenhall during my military years.
I like it.
Cool.
She's a military lady.
So am I. Thank you for your service.
Very cool. Yeah.
I'm also.
What did you do in the military, Kingkoolie?
I was in 11 Bravo, which is infantryman, and I was stationed in Baumholder, Germany.
Okay. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Thank you for your service.
Hey, you know, it's the least I could do.
Yeah, man. So let's go back. You see, you were telling me the crown chakra, and then we go to the yellow one. What's the yellow? Is that the heart chakra?
No, that would be the solar plex, the sun, our inner sun. You also have a sun.
The sun.
It's a binary system, you know, binary star system. Although the real sun has a twin star, it comes around every great year, and we coming more into the light years now as we speak. But that's a whole nother conversation. But you also have your binary sun. You have your star system here and here. You have two stars. But your solar plex is the one that burns the sins. Sun is sin. Vowels are interchangeable. So sun is sin, sand, you know, some, sum. All vowels are what moves the word, so it'll change the vibration of the word that makes it move. Consonants is what keeps it, whatever. So you took all the vowels out of the word. Lava is love, is to live. All of these words are the same thing, but the vibration of it changes when you add vowels.
Right,
so sun is sin. So you burn.
That's the first time I've heard that.
Yes, you burn your sons. You burn your sins through your sun, your solar plex. That's where you want to bring that energy. When you're about to get married, that's your solar plex. Your solar plex start bubbling. It's in there where you burning your sins. You burning things, what we call sins, quote unquote sins. I'm not talking about your bad, evil things. I'm talking about your sine wave. Your sin is your sine. It's a silent E. And the sine wave is like the S, you know? So you're going to have some good, some bad. Some good, some bad. It's a sine wave. It's no big deal. It's going to happen.
Yeah. It's the dichotomy of life.
Facts. And that's why they make the dollar sign the sine wave. The dollar sign is nothing but a sine wave. They just turned it upside right, vertical. Laying flat, it would be the sine wave with the line going in the middle is my eye, or the balance. Stay in balance. That line in the middle is the real money. They got you thinking that it's like this. That's the bullshit. It's like that. It should never change. It's gold. Gold is still $72 trillion worth of, because it's only a certain amount of gold in the world. There's no more or no less. It's only that. Yeah. So the deeper it takes to go and dig the gold, the more expensive the gold becomes. So now, gold is always going to go up.
With Bitcoin Boxer?
Bitcoin knows.
Have you had that conversation with Bitcoin Boxer?
Well, I came.
Bitcoin being a store of value.
Right. I came in his room one time and I loved the way he talks, and I said he's very honest and all that. And I just wanted to ask one thing, and I asked, well, it's very volatile. And he said, yes, because it's like a 10-year-old boy, and 10-year-old boys are volatile. Yeah, you're right. But also, it's not fungible. It's never going to be fungible, backed by anything except the faith and credit of the people. I can't back something in the faith and credit of people. I said, what about gold?
I get it.
He said, gold is still 72 trillion, but he said Bitcoin is liquid gold. I mean, digital gold. I said, digital gold.
Yeah.
Well, will they stop mining real gold now? Now can we save the planet of not mining gold because now we have digital gold? He says, no, we're going to always still mine for gold. And I'm like, well, why if we have Bitcoin? He understood what I was trying to get at, but he didn't want to get that out. That's not what we want to talk about today here. You know what I'm talking about? Because it might change a lot of minds. Now, I'm just saying, only because I'm a realist, you know. I know the dollar bill is only backed by the faith and credit of people. So we're going to make a Bitcoin which is backed by what? The dollar? I mean, come on, man. Who are we talking
That's
to?
what they want.
Children? I'm not a child. Like, I'm a grown man. Let's talk to me like an adult. But I do have Bitcoins.
Yeah,
but I am an investor. I've invested in Bitcoin. Why? Because I'm not stupid either. If it's going to be backed by the faith and credit of people, I'm going to go ahead and dip into it right here, right now, and go ahead and, if that's what y'all want to do, I can go ahead, but I'm going to take that and I'm going to reinvest it in tangible things that are fungible. Look up the word fungibility.
Yeah, well, the thing about fungibility is that really it's all based on maya. It's only based on if two people still agree. As soon as there's no agreement on the fungibility of the asset, then it's pointless anyway. So everything is based on trust, everything is based on maya, everything is based on illusion. But when enough people believe the illusion, then the illusion becomes real.
Except gold. If you go back to the ancient texts on all the hieroglyphics in the wall, they came here looking for gold. Period.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know my ancient history.
Oh well, catch up, buddy, catch up. That's why we're here today.
Well, put it this way, my dad we were a scrap metal dealing family. That's what we did.
See? Now I like your dad now. Now your dad's a smart man. May he rest in peace. But he's intelligent.
I understand about
facts. It's real.
About an asset having a value because it's got a use.
Yes.
It's got a use. It's
yes.
needed for something.
Yes.
But as long as that need is there, when that need
well,
is
but
there,
it's not only not the need of it. It's the tangibility as well. You can touch it. You can hold it. You can grab it. You had to pick that metal up and you had to turn it and bend it and twist it. You had to put some of your energy into it. Bitcoin, you just sit back and wait.
Yeah, it's tangible.
You sit back and wait for a Bitcoin to tell you what it's doing for the day. You have no control over it.
Yeah, but this is the thing about digital, isn't it? It's stereo tangible.
Sure it is. Because we make real things. I make something out of nothing.
Fungible.
Right. We turned it into something real. Because what we're doing at the Royal Palace, you see what we're taking everything from stereo and we're putting our real jobs. I'm a lighting designer by trade. I've toured the world with many of the different greats. I'm bringing that asset to the table as well. I do tarot readings for people for free.
You're a lighting designer?
Yes, that's what I do. That's my real world. Okay. That's the real world.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've been doing some projects lately with addressable LEDs.
Oh, wow.
I have a lot of fun with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I toured. You can see a lot of my work is out there. You know, I did Alicia Keys' first tour, Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott. I don't talk about this stuff on here because that's not what it's about. I don't want to be like, ooh, boo, 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 this is what I did. That's not who I am. I want people to know me for stereo.
No, but... Yeah, but that's it's another synchronicity, isn't it? I was attracted to your personality, and then it turns out we've got another thing in common there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
See? There you go. That's how the world goes around, though. That's what makes the world go around. You know?
If your eyes are open, if you can see it.
Well, not hate. Love, though. Not hate is what I'm saying. If there was no genuine...
Yeah.
Right. Feeling of respect for one another, that love... It would have went over our heads. Oh, he's this color, he's that color. Bye-bye, see you later. He's from the UK, he's from America. Bye-bye, see you later. All of these would have just stopped everything. Everything. We would have never known anything about each other. Because of all the walls that people put up, you know, around them. You know? So, I'm so happy that you didn't have these walls. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
No, man. Nah. Yeah, I got you. I lost you for a second, but I'm back. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy that I haven't got that. I mean, I have got some walls, you know. There's still some walls.
Well, we all have them.
Sometimes, and then I start to I start to peek over the top and say, what's on the other side, man? What am I so scared of? What's this wall here for? Who's it protecting? Is it keeping them out or is it keeping me in? Because it feels like it's keeping me in.
Both. Do you think that when Donald Trump built the walls, he was building walls to keep Mexicans out or Americans in? Or both?
Yeah, I never thought about it like that.
I did.
Nice perspective.
I did it since the day he said wall. The day they said wall, I was like, oh shit, prison. I mean, not that that's how I think, but, you know.
Yeah. You know what, that reminds me, when I was young, when I was about 16, I was getting into a lot of trouble. And I remember saying to this guy, he was kind of like a mentor, and I was complaining about my mother, and I was saying, you know, she's fucking nosy, she doesn't leave me alone, she's always putting her nose in my business, and fucking she wants to know everything about me, and she doesn't give me any space, and And he just said to me, he said, oh, you know, it sounds like you've built this wall around you, and your mum was just trying to look inside and say, okay. And him saying that just changed my fucking perspective. All the resentment and the anger that I held towards my own mother. Just what he said, I thought, oh, Karen, he's right. She just worried about me. She just wants to see I'm okay. Yeah, go ahead.
And what about the government? I think they're getting involved in it now.
She's got a bit more here than the bullshit she went out of time.
Just don't invest more than 10% in cryptocurrencies, guys. Don't do it. If you do, just short-term investments, because I've seen a lot of indictments. A lot of people lost a lot of money because they trusted cryptocurrencies. It's not long-term. It's just a short-term thing. And it's good to make money, but you have to don't invest all your money in it, because I've seen a lot of indictments. A lot of people lost a lot of money. I just want people to know, just because it sounds good, everybody's saying to invest in it, doesn't mean it's supposed to return. You know, don't invest more than 10% is what I say in cryptocurrencies. And gold, yeah, whatever, it doesn't lose its value. So that's just for people who want to invest in it and who've been told otherwise.
I mean, everybody's got to make their own decisions. As regards, don't invest more than 10%. How about this? How about whatever you're spending now, whether you're looking forward to that new pair of trainers or that Gucci bag that isn't going to go up in value, or let's say you're spending £3 a day, or you guys are working in dollars, but let's say you're spending, I know people that buy 2 coffees a day, they're £3 each, or £6 a day, so that's 50 quid a week, yeah, on coffee. So it's like, okay, how about you just stop doing that and put that into cryptocurrency? That way, if it does go wrong, if you do lose your money, as you can do with any investment, it's money that you're going to spend on fucking coffee. It's money that you're going to spend on McDonald's, yeah? It's money that you were going to spend on trainers that, you know, do we really all need 50 pairs of trainers? I don't know. That's the way I look at my invested money. And when you start investing, the biggest change has been in me, and it's only been a few weeks, but the biggest change has been seeing the price of things and thinking, well, I could buy that, or I could just put it away in some crypto. You know, so it's changing the way that I see. We all have, you know, assets that we're maybe not using to the best of our ability because we haven't been trained financially. And most of us don't really even understand what an asset is. You know, we buy a brand new car, we think it's an asset, but that thing's depreciating in value from the minute you drive it off the lot. So yeah, Robert Kiyosaki's book is good, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That helps you to understand what you can do with the income you've got coming in, and it also helps you to understand what's an asset and what's a liability. But what are your thoughts about it, Kingkoolie? What are your thoughts about what she said?
I agree, and that, you know, it would be something I would be into it. Maybe 1% I'd leave in long term, 10% I'd move around into tangible things, and but I would still invest as long as the world. See, what happens is, what I believe is the dollar is losing its value. Soon it won't be used anymore. You're gonna see money roll, you know, dollar bills rolling around in the street. Nobody's gonna want to pick it up because it's gonna be worthless.
Yeah.
So the reason why I think they want to make the $20 bill for Harriet Tubman, because it would be worthless. But that's another story. Yeah, you know I'm gonna bring it up. I don't get
the reference, but it made me chuckle anyway. I can imagine.
Well, because all of a sudden they said they're gonna make a $20 bill for Harriet Tubman, and we're like, yay, we can't wait. But nobody's gonna be able to take it. It'll just be a thing on the wall.
Well, this is exactly what I was saying to you. When everybody was panic buying here in the UK, and I think you guys had panic buying there in the US as well, right, at the start of the pandemic?
Uh-huh.
Kingkoolie?
Yeah.
And that's when I looked at my money in the bank and I thought, should I go and take half out, maybe leave half in, take half out? And then I just realised, I could see the next step was if everybody goes and takes their money out of the bank, then the money's going to become fucking worthless anyway. And like you said, the dollar bills rolling down the street, it will, you know, the Great British Pound ain't no better. We ain't got no gold backing either. We're a fiat currency. It's the same as the dollar. So,
right.
But yeah, I think what we all have to do is spread the risk. And we all have to accept that they're doing everything. You know, everybody tells us here in the UK, we're obsessed with buying houses. We're obsessed with owning our own home. The rest of Europe are quite happy to rent. Most of them rent. And that works well for them. And, you know, when you really crunch the numbers and you really look at the maths of owning your own home, it's more about a prestige thing than it is about a good financial investment. You know, when you own a home, say you keep it for 50, 60, 70 years, you've got 60, 70 years worth of improvements, 60, 70 years worth of new roofs, property taxes, all the other stuff that goes with owning a home. So,
and you still don't own it. And you still don't own it. Because the Queen owns it. The Queen owns it.
Yeah. Well, number one, you pay in the bank. If you can live long enough to pay the bank off, let's say you pass it to your kids here in the UK, 40% of it, you can only pass 60% of it to your kids. 40% is inheritance tax, which you might as well call death tax.
Which you might as well call belongs to the crown.
Exactly. So, and when you look at the interest, yeah, a mortgage looks really good. You know, okay, we're going to lend you £100,000. You pay about £500 a month over 30 years. So £500 is achievable, but when you look at what that is over 30 years, fucking hell, the interest rates are phenomenal.
Right.
Phenomenal. And, you know, here in the UK, when we had the coronavirus, I'm no financial expert. I'm only just starting to educate myself financially. And we had the coronavirus here, and they said, we're going to get all the mortgage companies to offer people a payment holiday, a coronavirus payment holiday. You can either have 3 months or 6 months. It won't affect your credit file, it won't affect your credit history. You can take a 3 month or a 6 month payment break. And everybody's going, oh, that's brilliant, that's brilliant, that's brilliant. But you know what? For one household, it's only 6 months. So that's let's say it's $1,000 a month. That $6,000 is now not been paid off for that 6 month period. So that's effectively the same as adding $6,000 to the amount of the loan, which is now going to be spread over the remaining time of the loan, which could be 20 years, 30 years, it could be 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, each household only lost a little bit of money, but when the mortgage companies do this to millions and millions of customers, the amount of profits that they put on their books over holidays was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Scandalous.
I'm just starting to educate myself about this stuff, but yeah, that's facts.
Scandalous, isn't it?
Yeah. Did they do the same over there? Did they offer payment holidays on the mortgages over there?
Well, I wouldn't know because I don't get into those worlds, you know. A mortgage is a death pledge. If you look up the word mortgage, it means to pledge a death. The word mort, M-O-R-T, the word mort means death, M-O-R-T, mortuary, mortician. What do you think a mortgage is? We don't see this. Now we're going to get into some more with Kingkoolie, okay? Look up allodial title. When you own something, you don't have allodial title to it. Only Moors have allodial title to the land. Only the Moor has allodial title to these lands we call the Americas. Period. That's why you can't own your land. Even if everybody in the room go back and pull out your deed, which is called a title deed, by the way, you are on there as registered as the tenant. You are signed on as tenant, not as owner. Who owns it? Not you. Why not? You never asked them, why am I the tenant? And I just pay $150,000.
Well, check out the next one. So here in the UK, your vehicle, you have what they call a V5 document, and the V5 document used to be the proof of ownership. About 10 years ago, they changed that document, and it now says,
please.
The registered keeper.
Drum roll, please.
It says the registered keeper. You're only fucking looking after it.
The facts. Because let me tell you a small secret. The car was yours, and then you took it and you registered it. The word regis comes from regis. Regis means regal. Regal means crown, royal. So who are you registering your children to? Register your children to school. Register. Don't ever, when you hear that word register, run. Run! If you hear, watch, as soon as you go outside, somebody's going to say, oh, do you want to register for this? As soon as you go to the store, you just want to buy a fucking bag of potato chips, and they want to know if you want to sign up for some dumb shit. No, I just want my potato chips and leave. That's all I want. Like, why would I want to give you my email because I want potato chips? Like, that makes no sense to me. But we give it up anyway. And now they're tracking us and following, and wonder why, how do they know I like barbecue potato chips? Because you gave them your email and when you bought it. What are you, dumb? Wait.
Well, my thinking about this as well is that any idea that we have of freedom is an illusion anyway.
No, it's just that it's a price for it. It's just not free.
Why keep up the pretense?
No, there's freedom, but it's just not for free. No, it's gonna cost something. It's gonna cost a little sacrifice. And that sacrifice means stop writing your name on documents of things you don't even know you're signing to. That's the start. Pay attention to what you're writing your name on.
The terms and conditions.
Facts.
Take the time to understand the conditions.
Do you know that by us using Federal Reserve notes, which is not backed by no gold or silver, which means that you're an enemy combatant for using it, because the Federal Reserve is not a government agency. They're an outside government agency that we use to make our coin our money, but the government and Congress is supposed to coin our own money according to the Congress! Excuse me, I'm sorry. I get excited. I get a little excited. Because it just makes no sense, and we think that we're doing some political shit by voting for these people. Did you vote? Fuck no. Pardon myself. Why would I vote? Like, why would I vote? The word vote comes from the word vow. Do I vow for one of these people? No, I only make vows to my wife, my family. I don't make vows to presidents.
I don't know what they say on the dollar bill, right? But in England, the pounds, so the £10 note, £20 note, £50 note. Top left-hand corner, it says the denomination £10.
Right.
Then underneath in small writing, it says, "I promise to pay the bearer," to the person holding it. So I promise to pay the bearer on demand.
Sterling silver.
Of £10. No, it just says the sum of £10. I promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of £10.
Right, that means nothing.
£10 note, take it to the bank, ask them for a sum of £10. What do they give you?
Another £10 note. Another note. But see, back in the days, it used to.
£10 coins.
But see, the GDP back in the days, it used to be you get some sterling silver for that. That's why they call it the silver. That's why they call it the sterling. Right, exactly. Now I remember those days back in the days. No, they stopped that, and they only gave you another. Now a dollar. The reason why they call it a dollar because it's a form of measurement. Go back and do the etymology of the word dollar. It's supposed to be a form of measurement. How does a dollar bill weigh the same as a coin dollar? If it's measurement, if they're weighing it. So one is a real dollar, the other one is fake. But we use the paper dollar every day like it's real.
Is that where the term the silver dollar comes from?
Exactly. Exactly, exactly. A piece of silver. It's a weight. It weighed a certain amount. It comes from the word taller. Taller, that's why they have bank tellers.
Okay.
Because they were dealing tallers. They deal in dollars. Taller is a teller. Taller comes from your talent. You get dollars for your talent. The word dollar comes from the word talent. So your energy is being we all have talent. That's why they came up and created dollars in your name. Because when you were born, they created a certain amount of talents for you because you are going to explore your talents as you go out through these years. So we know you're going to work. You're going to be running around buying cars and all that. So we're going to create these funds for you at your birth. Because we know you're going to need them. Because you're the talent. We're not the talent. You are. We all work for you. But you think it's the other way around. You're the sovereign here. They're not the sovereign. You are. The Queen of England still pays taxes. How come? Because she's a servant. They ain't gonna tell you who. They ain't gonna tell you who the real kings and queens are. Oh yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't want to.
Well, you know, the whole thing. What I will say on that is that because I've noticed I've got quite a few American friends. I've got a lot of Canadian friends as well, and they're always when I visit Canada, they're always really interested. They want to ask me loads of questions about the royal family, as if
they're royal at all.
Yeah, but what I'll say to them is, like, you know, when you see a typical rock star, right, you know, whoever it is, like, let's even, maybe we won't use the MS because I don't want to upset it. Let's look at Eminem, right?
Yeah.
Eminem stands on the stage, and, you know, he's out there doing the shows, everybody's coming to see him, everyone's paying to come and see him, yeah? But he's not the gatekeeper, he's just the front man.
Mm-hmm.
It's the record company behind him, it's the money people behind him, that's all he is. So, this whole royal thing is just an outdated version of a pop star and a rock star. You look at the old royals, that's what they were. They were still rock stars.
Right.
People thought they were like rock stars.
And they were, to some extent.
The same way that you've got an act that makes your city or your town or your place is popping because this rock star comes from your place, in Eminem's place, Detroit. And that's the same with the kings and queens. Whoever had the most extravagant king and queen, whoever had the most opulent palaces, and it made that country look stronger. But it's just a PR stunt.
Well, I have to beg to differ, though. When you had kings and queens like Mansa Musa, do you know who Mansa Musa was?
No.
Mansa Musa was a king that left his riches back in Africa, in Mali, I believe the kingdom of Mali, or he was a Moor. And he came across to these seas, and he gave out gold to all the European kingdoms as he was coming across. He was just giving out so much gold. He's the richest man in the world till this day. Nobody's been ever able to catch him as of today, to this date. If it wasn't for Mansa Musa, Europe would still be in the Dark Ages. So, you can't say it's the same thing. These rock stars today don't give up shit of their wealth. Those kings was giving up all of their wealth to see that other people can strive outside of themselves. Especially my ancestors that were wealthy and royal. So, I would not say that that's exactly true. Because when you do the history, you'll see that there's evidence of kings and queens giving up their entire kingdoms to their people. You don't see that with rock stars.
I'm just reading. I'm listening to you, but I'm just reading.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was just saying, you know.
No, it's cool. I just want to, I wanted to go in there and just bookmark it. It's something for me to look at.
Oh, okay.
And educate myself on it.
Oh, yeah, please.
Listen, we've got another message here from Ascension.
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Yeah, if you have advice, you can do that. But again, you can lose it all, too, in one day, in a matter of days. So you can say that.
This is true.
But then again, I've seen people lost $15,000 in one day.
Right.
Off of cryptocurrencies, and they can't report it, can't do shit. They just have to take the L.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you have vices,
this is true.
like cigarettes and drinking, alcohol, and all those other vices, I don't have any vices. I don't like any addiction. I don't like to be addicted to something. But people can be addicted to investing and betting and all that other stuff. Cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You have people looking at it every hour, every minute. Like, it can be draining sometimes.
Yeah.
So I say just use your common sense and be a sensible person. And don't always investigate, and don't allow people to just, tell you what to do with your money. You know, with your money, you do what you want to do with it. What makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Because you're the only one who has to swallow it at the end of the day. You're the only one who's going to be in your house by yourself. Nobody else will be there. Not as they invest.
No. Well, that's the thing as well. People have to take responsibility for their own actions, right? One of the weirdest things to me in this world is asking for advice. Okay?
Right.
Because now asking for counsel is different.
Right.
Asking for somebody to tell you what to do is just...
Right. I don't like to get into that world.
No, and because you know what? This is what I like. I'm studying psychotherapy and I'm a person-centered therapist, so we believe that the client, when they come in, the client is the expert on themselves. And usually when I first sit down with a client and I tell them that, they go, no, you've got to tell me what to do.
Right. No. That's not how this works.
That's not how it works. We're going to get some answers, but they're not going to be my answers, they're going to be your answers.
Facts.
I'm just here to facilitate, give you the space to hear your own voice.
That's shadow work. You just explained the yellow chakra. You just explained the shadow work.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. So that's what I'm into. So what the lady said as well though about it being addictive, I think that she's right, and I think that so I had a friend and he was invested in property. This is going back about 10 years ago. We had a bit of a boom. And he was buying, some weeks he was buying 2-3 houses a month, right? And we were saying to him, you can't keep doing this, it's not sustainable. And he's buying these houses on 100% mortgages and then renting them out. Massive more houses. Long story short, he lost it all. He lost his own house into it, he lost his own business into it. So, yeah, it can become addictive. But I guess cryptocurrency is a tool, yeah? And you can either use the tool to build something, or you can let the tool be used against you. So you've got to know yourself for whatever you're doing in life. And if you know yourself, if you know your vices, if you know your shadows, then you have a better chance of navigating without hitting too many, bumps in the road along the way. That's what I think.
Facts.
If you don't know yourself, then you're destined for a bumpy fucking ride. So, what I described to you, you said that was shadow work. Or scatter work, did you say?
Facts. That solar plex chakra, that sun within.
So, me being a Leo, do you think that's what's... Because there are various different types of therapy, and the therapy that I've chosen to work with my clients with is person-centered. So do you think that maybe ties in with my chakra, with my Leo, my star sign?
Yeah, because actually the deal is, with your clients, your patients, you really do care about them.
I do,
right.
Immensely.
That's where the Leo, that's where the heart, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to work very hard to keep one foot in my own world.
Right.
And to keep myself grounded.
Right.
You know, that I don't get caught up
right. Mm-hmm.
with their stuff too much. I want to empathise, but not get caught up in that world, you know? Right. Whatever that is that they're going
But sometimes you take it home with you.
Challenge for me.
It weighs your heart sometimes, and you sometimes feel like you could do more, but you know, as a professional, you can only do but so much sometimes. But
yeah, definitely.
Sometimes you want to do something, you might do it secretly, like anonymously or something like that, but you always want to do something more than you always feel like you could do something more, and that's what weighs you down a little bit. Yeah. But you're doing what you're doing what you're supposed to do, you know. But when you can do more, you will be able to do more. But right now, you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Look, it's like I said to you the other day. When I said about I've got this theory that there's like a loving energy that's coming from the universe or wherever you want to say it's coming from God, whatever God is of your understanding. Right. And that loving energy is flowing into me, whether I like it or not. It's coming in. It's coming in. It's coming in. And if I let it out and if I share it out, it comes into the left hand, then I give it out with the right hand. And if I let it out and share it out, then I become like a conduit for it, and it makes me stronger. I become strong like an oak tree. You look at an oak tree, you look at a real big... Well, you guys have got the redwoods over there, right?
Right,
you look at these
California.
trees, and they're taking massive resources from the ground. They're taking thousands of litres of water. They're taking masses and masses of nutrients, and then they're going up with that big strong trunk, and at the top there's a beautiful canopy. And what happens in the autumn time? That canopy drops onto the ground, it composts into the ground, and it feeds itself. The cycle feeds itself. And in the middle is a beautiful, beautiful redwood or a beautiful, strong oak tree. And so my theory is that, if I can find ways to not let that if I can let that flow through me without it killing me, without it weighing me down, without it burning me out, then I'm happy with that. And I have to acknowledge that I'm a young tree, and I can tolerate, I can cope, and I've got the capacity for so much of that energy to go through me. And as I become more mature, I'll be able to handle more.
Yeah, 420.
And it's the same with the water. What I was saying about the water. When you look at water, when it's flowing in a stream and the water's moving, it's nice and fresh, right? Mm-hmm. It's nice and fresh and clean. But when it sits stagnant in a pond and it gets to sit still, that's when that water, which can be life-giving, when you let it sit still and it doesn't get a chance to flow, then it becomes stagnant.
And then you get these mosquitoes, and you get these swamps, and then you get it looks all mosh pit.
Yep.
So what you do, that's the same with your body. Your body's 70% water. What do you think you're doing with your stagnant cells? And when you say things that stagnate your cells and make them sit like ponds of water of stagnation.
Yeah. Facts. Use your words. Facts.
Facts.
Absolute facts. Yeah, I'm kind of glad though that you pointed that out about the heart chakra. I've never heard anyone. I've had people mention chakras to me before, but that really fits.
Well, we didn't even get to the heart chakra yet. We're doing the red this week. Red is the root chakra, which is the beginning. It's the base. It's the grounding oneself, getting back to being grounded. Sometimes we get so high and mighty. Our egos get too high up there that we need to have somebody bring you back down to earth sometimes. That's why the divine feminine, divine masculine is so important. Like today's the divine feminine day. It's the 9th of every month, and at 9 p.m. I think they're doing something tonight. I believe Goddess Divine and CC Jackson. I believe they're doing the divine feminine, and it's about the energy of the divine feminine. Like the divine feminine and the divine masculine coming together is the Merkaba. It's the 6-pointed star. It's what we would call the Jewish star. Star of David. But what they don't tell you is the Star of David is not a two-dimensional star or on a flat piece of paper. It's actually a 3-dimensional star, 6-pointed star with many points 3-dimensionally, and it's called the Merkaba. Merkaba, the Merkaba. And you can look this up and see the photo of it, and you can see what I'm talking about. But that's who we are. We are the Merkaba. The divine feminine and divine masculine coming together as one, and you becoming the manifestation of the divine energy of that. So you are a divine being living a human experience, and that is all.
How are you spelling that?
Merkaba.
Yeah. Let's have a little look. I think I know what you mean, but I want to be sure.
And that's how you learn more about the Moor, the Merkaba, the Merkaba. You are the Merkaba.
Okay, I like it. I've seen this before. Yeah, this resonates. So what you're gonna do? You're doing each week. You're gonna focus on a different chakra.
Pretty much, yeah. Because I can see, well, depending on the Royal Palace Live, we have an energy within itself, and you can see how the energy is going on within the room. Because if you're inside, you'll see the palace, and we know certain times we get into things with each other. We talk about certain things because it doesn't just run on its own. CC Jackson is very well into everything that's going on. So she comes to different rooms. Like I have a certain room because it's only, I believe, 3 or 4, maybe only a couple of people that's monetized within the palace. So what we're doing is trying to get everybody else up to the monetization level. Now, to do that, all the people that have subscribed to me, I am doing, lives with them. This is CC Jackson's blueprint, and we're all following suit. And we're doing lives with all of our people to get them to know who you are. They know me. I want them to get to know you. I want them to get to know the other 21 people that have subscribed to me. And I've done lives with half of them already. I still have to go through with the other half. But what it does is it helps everybody to get to know who we are as a group. No, we're not following under somebody's coattails or whatever. It's not that party. As looking from the inside out. I mean, people say certain things because they're on the outside looking in. But once you're inside, you realize that we're all our own people. Nobody's ruling anybody. There's no rulership. Everybody's their own emperor, empresses, as we greet each other that way. It's love. What can you bring to the table? Now, we do want to know what can you bring to the table, if anything, that can help this thing grow. Because then we find that out. We'll help develop your skill so that your platform grows. Because that's what it's really about. Sure, I got subscribers, but I want to see my 20 subscribers also get subscribers eventually, if that's what they want to do.
Okay.
And so that's what we're trying to do, is just help everybody get to the same point that where I am, or with other people. Because it's only 3 of us so far, or 4. We need to get more people within the palace at a monetization level where if we can all take some of what we are earning and put it back into the pot. I can't expect everybody to do that, but if you can, we're going to grow something like where we can help one another. If somebody was in need, we could take that as, look, there's a bunch of funds in the pot. This person needs help. They're going to take it as a loan and they're going to put it back in the pot or whatever. And that way we can keep it growing and keep things growing. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
So
you didn't hear what I heard what you said there, and you didn't realise you said it. You said we need more people.
more,
So,
right?
and I read that as more.
Yes,
people.
it's all more, right? It's better than being less.
People.
Even when somebody says God bless you, I said God bless me. No, God doesn't never be less you. He always be more you. He always give you more than you had yesterday. If that's God, God is good. Good would never bless
All
you.
the time.
Yeah, it would always be more you. So we like to say be more instead of be less. Even when you say black,
Okay.
black is be lacking. We don't get
lacking,
it's spells. These are spells. These are nothing but word spells.
Okay. Yeah. I've never ever thought of that before. Be lacking. Wow. That's powerful.
Yes, but we don't hear it. You don't realize it because they put everything together.
Yeah, man. I'm liking it. I can feel when I'm having this chat with you, and I love it when I have chats like this with people. I can literally feel my mind and my soul and my spirit just stretching out, stretching out, just stretching. Like it's like my mind's doing yoga.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Now imagine.
It's good. I like it.
The difference is like when you implement that kind of energy within like your patients and stuff, you'll realize that they know if you're gonna literally actually see that they're doing all of this to themselves. Like when people speak, they're doing it to themselves. Certain things that they say, their cells are reacting to it. Their emotions, it's like, oh, this is what we're doing today. Yeah, let's get hot, let's get angry, let's be mad at everybody, because that's what your emotions were. What it did was, if I said to you, blah, 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 racist, blah, blah, racist, rhetoric, racist, and we both got upset at each other because of what I said. Now, all I did was not get you upset, really, not me. All I did was trigger an emotion. That emotion went all the way back to a past feeling or emotion or an event, brought it to the present, and you having the same event all over again. That has nothing to do with me. I didn't do that. All I did was say what I said.
That is the definition of resentment.
Right. Well,
when you resent, you're being resent.
Right. Back. Yes.
Memory,
exactly.
Resent that
oh, good one. You're playing my words on me now, huh?
Well, that's what resentment is. You're being resent to that time. You're being resent to that place.
Exactly.
You're being resent that memory. You're being resent that trauma. So yeah, that's where resentment. That's the embodiment of resentment.
And what's opposite of resentment? Hold on one second. Yes.
Dear Shani, thank you for the follow back.
Now, what do you know about the Moors?
I mean, legends.
And thank you.
Tripolar, follow back. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Chiona Ken, thank you for the follow as well.
Yes. What do I know about the Moors? Well, only very little. Mm-hmm. So probably a couple of things I've seen in movies, or I've maybe heard.
Which movie? Something
to do. I don't know. I feel like it's something to do with the what do they call it? The Holy Grail. Mm-hmm. I feel like the Moors had something to do with the Holy Grail.
Mm-hmm. The Knights Templar.
Something like that. Wasn't in that film, that Robin Hood film from like the 90s? Yeah. Wasn't one of Robin Hood's? Morgan Freeman played him, right?
Right, the Moor.
Mm-hmm. Was that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Moor. Yeah. Okay, so but that's the limit of my understanding.
Now, also, there was a comedy where Martin Lawrence played a character, and they called him the Moor the whole time. He said, "Why you keep calling me that?"
Okay.
Then you had Othello. Othello was the Moor. William Shakespeare wrote about Othello the Moor.
Okay.
So that's the one I thought you would probably be more familiar with, Othello.
No, not Othello. Just from, I feel like there's another movie about the Holy Grail that I watched. And
Right.
There's a lot of talk about the Moors in there. But anyway, on a side note, when this pandemic's over, when you come to the UK, I'm very close to Shakespeare's birthplace. I'm very close to Stratford-upon-Avon.
Oh, wow.
So when you come here, we can go to the Royal Shakespeare Theatre and they have some really cool modern versions. We went and seen a modern version of Romeo and Juliet last year, the year before last, and it was very cool. They took the spin on Romeo and Juliet of gang and knife culture, because that's really what that story's about. Using Capulets. They're just two gangs, two trading gangs, trying to be better than each other. But anyway, back to the Moors. When you come, I'm going to take you to the theatre.